The project has conducted to two new projects that we think that they are very interesting. One is the project called Megastroke, an international collaborative project that has analyzed more than 500,000 ischemic stroke cases and also healthy controls. And it has been very important because now we have around 20 genes that are associated with ischemic stroke, and now with this information we can work into know which metabolic pathways could be associated with ischemic stroke. A second project that for us also is very interesting, we have used the data of this previous paper, and we are focused on the neurological outcome after a stroke. We have found a gene that is associated with the disability after a stroke, with the outcome after a stroke. And this is the first gene that has been associated with the outcome after a stroke, and we think that this is something that could be interesting in the future to try to find some drugs also that can be useful to the treatment after a stroke.
We identify a molecular mechanism and describe it, so we don't have an application of this mechanism yet, but the work had a lot of impact, and well, in my particular case, for example, we could publish other 4 papers after this one with reviews and methods, and it was quite successful. And we still have 2 collaborations following this first research. And well, the paper had a very important impact in the autophagy field and in the muscular cells field. And well, it was awarded with some prizes, and it had a lot of impact in the scientific field.
A clinical trial is the last step of basic and clinical research in many occasions, and this was the case. So the drug has been approved by the FDA to treat patients with primary progressive, first time ever, and patients with primary progressive illness are being treated now, today, in the US with this drug. Let's see what the EMA thinks about it. It's a little bit harder, but I'm very confident that this will be the case here as well. The other consequence is that we open a window of opportunity, and we identify a number of targets to be studied, and this is what we are doing now.
This ratio has been included in our clinical practice, and we use it every day for ruling out these patients with suspected preeclampsia, which are symptoms very usual to find in any pregnant patient. And we also have used this cutoff to develop more studies in order to identify these patients who will subsequently have any fetal or maternal adverse outcomes. Because in this moment we can detect these patients who have a preeclampsia, but we don't know those who will eventually have an adverse outcome such as fetal demise or maternal hemorrhage.
That we are doing is applicating this technology in the routine assistance of the hospital. In fact, we apply the more complex methodology for all the patients. Now we use this first as a screening program, as a screening methodology, and the 80% of the cases can be processed by this bio and fast methodology, and just the 20% of cases can be processed by more complex system. And I think the consequence of this work is, I don't know it's possible, but I like to think about this one, because our hospital have the high rate of sustainable response in the Spanish state. 98% of patients are cured, and possibly the correct classification of the virus could be a relevant factor to obtain this high rate. I think is very interesting.